Hey, I'm here to share my story with you. A story about love, loss, and starting over. So, grab a box of tissues because this is one heck of a ride. We meet our heroine in the sleepy seaside town of Oak Haven, Maine. Our protagonist is Olivia Clayton, or Livy as she prefers. She's your typical small town girl, has big dreams, loves her family and friends more than anything, and has a heart bigger than anyone else in town. Now, Livy has always loved animals, especially horses. If she wasn't working as a vet, you'd probably find her riding her horse Clover across the fields of her family's farm. Now, enter our hero, Dr. Daniel Blackwood. Daniel's a widower. His wife, Amelia, passed away 2 years prior to the story. We don't really see much of Amelia in the story, but we do get hints of what a wonderful person she was and how much Daniel misses her. The story also doesn't dwell too much on how she died, which I think is a smart move because it allows Daniel to remain a mysterious character. What I liked about it was that it made me wonder about Daniel and his past. Was he a cold-hearted doctor who buried himself in work after his wife's death? Or was there more to him? That little mystery drew me in. Daniel's backstory isn't revealed all at once. The author takes us on this journey of discovery alongside Livy, dropping clues and letting us piece together Daniel's emotional armor. This gradual reveal keeps us guessing, making Daniel more intriguing as the story progresses. So the story kicks off with Livy responding to an emergency call at Daniel's house. His young patient, a dog named Scout, is in need of some serious medical attention. When Livy arrives, she finds Daniel in a state of panic. His usually composed demeanor has crumbled, and it is clear that he's out of his depth when it comes to dealing with Scout's injuries. But despite his distress, Daniel exhibits a deep love for the dog, which tugs at Livy's heartstrings. As Livy tends to Scout, she notices a hint of vulnerability in Daniel's eyes. And as soon as he sees her compassion for his dog, he starts opening up. The interaction creates an immediate connection between them. They start talking and we learn that Daniel is a renowned surgeon who recently moved to Oak Haven seeking peace after his wife's death. And although he loves animals, he admits that he's not particularly skilled at handling them. After tending to Scout, Livy asks Daniel if he'd like her to come over and check in on the dog. Daniel agrees and gives her his address. And that's when something interesting happens. As soon as Livy arrives at Daniel's house, it's like the atmosphere itself changes. There's an undeniable chemistry between them. I mean, sparks are flying. And let me tell you, it's clear that neither of them is expecting the kind of connection they're experiencing. Livy is drawn to Daniel's quiet strength and hidden vulnerabilities. Daniel, on the other hand, is captivated by Livy's kindness and warm-hearted nature. And don't forget that underlying tension that adds a layer of complexity to their relationship. Both characters have experienced significant losses in their lives, shaping them into the guarded individuals they are when the story begins. And as they open up to each other, their shared understanding and empathy grows. The story explores themes of grief, healing, and second chances, all while building a passionate romance between Livy and Daniel. It's a heartwarming tale with a lot of potential. Now, if you're looking for a love story that will make you laugh, cry, and swoon, this book is definitely worth a read. Now, I want to talk about the love scenes. They're hot, steamy, and incredibly intimate, which made me feel like I was right there in the room with them. They weren't just thrown in for the sake of titillation. Instead, they served to deepen our emotional connection with the characters. The author does an excellent job of building sexual tension throughout the story, making those love scenes all the more satisfying when they finally happen. But it's not just the physical aspect of their relationship that's explored. The emotional intimacy between Livy and Daniel is just as important. We see them open up to each other, share their deepest secrets, and support each other through their struggles. There is a beautiful scene where Daniel opens up to Livy about his late wife and the guilt he's been carrying. Another standout moment comes when Livy helps Daniel confront his fears and take a step back into the world. These moments of emotional vulnerability make their bond unbreakable, and we are right there cheering them on every step of the way. While the romance is the heart of the story, the supporting characters are equally compelling. Livy's friends and family are a constant source of support and comic relief. They add a lighthearted touch to the story, balancing out the heavier themes. Similarly, Daniel's colleagues and neighbors, although they don't appear often, add depth to his character. Their interactions with Daniel showcase the impact his wife had on the community and the progress he's making towards healing. The writing is fantastic. The author's prose is lyrical and evocative, drawing you into the story from the very first page. The descriptions of the coastal Maine setting are so vivid that you can almost taste the salty air and hear the waves crashing on the shore. It's like being transported to a picturesque town filled with quirky characters and endless potential for romance. Now, overall, this story is a delightful blend of romance, drama, and small-town charm. It's a tale of second chances, reminding us that love can heal even the deepest wounds. So if you're looking for a feel-good romance with a dash of mystery, look no further. This book has it all: heartfelt conversations, steamy encounters, and endearing characters. It's a must-read for anyone who believes in happily ever afters. Okay, now for the juicy part. I need you to imagine this. Daniel looks up from his paperwork, his gaze meeting Livy's. For a moment, there's a charged silence between them. "I never thought," he begins, his voice husky, "that I could feel this way again." Livy's heart skips a beat. "Daniel," she whispers, reaching out to touch his arm, her fingers lingering. "There's so much," he says, his eyes searching hers. "So much I want to tell you." As if sensing the emotions swirling between them, Scout whines softly, nudging Daniel's leg. Daniel looks down at the dog, a ghost of a smile touching his lips. "Seems like someone wants us to focus on the task at hand," he says, glancing back at Livy. The playful tone breaks the tension, but the connection between them remains palpable. "Well," Livy says, a blush creeping up her neck, "Scout's needs come first. But maybe afterwards, we could continue this conversation over dinner." Daniel's face lights up. "I would like that very much," he says, his eyes twinkling with an emotion that mirrors the joy in her own heart. Scout barks happily, as if sensing the growing bond between his humans. It's clear that while their journey together has been unexpected, the future holds endless possibilities for love and healing. And that's where we'll leave them for today. But remember, their story isn't over yet. There's still so much more to come.